Okay, shalom, shalom, kwam yashala, koholoyim la, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakahakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, the great millstone who rule well, that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. And just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Aqua that's out here sincerely, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. Zachnan Nawaf is coming at you with another quick lesson. Pray that it's edifying. I'm just driving right now with just something that I wanted to touch on that happened yesterday. Because we had a storm here. So, our lights didn't go out during the storm, but I guess some areas, if trees fell and they had to kind of shut ours down to fix the problem. So, basically, Jake not hanging out in the house when when it's dark. Jake don't have no TV. Jake just, and they gonna hang out on the block, man, so to speak, right? So I was just chilling in my truck, listening to a lesson. And, I could see in my rearview mirror that one of my neighbors was walking up, younger Jake, that I've been kind of, I done kicked it with him a few times about the truth, whatever. So, we just standing there, we kicking it. And then it started to get darker, but we were still just standing there kicking it, So another neighbor, well, he's not close to us, but he was driving up the street from down the block or whatever. And, he's actually real good friends with the neighbor that came out to speak to me. And they were just like, he was like, hey, where you going? He's like, I'm about to hit the store, so he hit the store. He swung back. And so we just kicking it. But somehow we got on the subject of, because he was asking me something. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm a Muslim. I'm like, oh, my. All right. So, now we get into somewhat of not a debate, but, I'm defending the gospel. And, I'm just asking him, you know what I'm saying, certain questions and stuff like that. Hey, they get hot and heated, man, about Muhammad, man, So I was like, well, I'm just telling him stuff about Islam that he don't even know. So he gets on the phone, he FaceTimes a guy. I'm assuming that maybe this is his teacher, or he's maybe one of the, main guys at the mosque or whatever. But, he FaceTimed the guy. And he's standing there, and he, the things that I was saying, he was actually telling them was true. but they're trying to tell me, basically trying to get me to convert to being a Muslim. Like, nah, bro, it's not gonna happen. not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Because the average person that's into Islam, or at least our people from Jake, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, or at least a lot of so-called blacks, they get into that once they go to jail, But, we going back and forth. I'm bringing out scriptures. I'm like, bring out something, read from your book. You know what I'm saying? And to show me where, you're right and I'm wrong. Because I'm going into the scriptures off the Bible. But what he was saying was, oh, your Bible this, that Bible that is written. But at the same time, he's saying that the Muslims actually go into the holy scriptures of the Bible. I'm like, well, what are you saying? Like, that's confusion, bro. And the Lord is not the author of confusion, I'm like, but he kept converting back to that. Oh, y'all Bible, that Bible is not true. But at the same time, too, in the next sentence, he would go right back into the, talking about what the Quran says about the Bible. And his partner that he FaceTime is going into the Bible. I'm like, well, hold on, man. Y'all just confused, man. So when he FaceTimed this guy, I already knew what was up. Now this is the main guy that know all the know about it, right? Soon as he FaceTimed the guy's on the screen. I'm looking at him because he got the phone, facing me or whatever. I'm like, what up? Soon as he turned the screen around, the first thing that this guy does is fire up a Newport. And he's trying to tell me about the Quran. Soon as he fires up a Newport. And then they trying to justify smoking the Newport. He's smoking a Newport. The other guy smoking a Newport. And they trying to justify it, as if it's the same as drinking wine. Well, y'all drink wine, don't you? Like, well, that ain't got nothing to do with no cigarettes. You can legally drink wine. They both smoking cigarettes. So I'm like, all right. Anyway, another Christian. Now a Christian walks up. Which is the same neighbor. My neighbor This is another one of his friends. He just came out of nowhere because, like I said, the block is dark. You know, I got my lantern out. I had my lantern, so, you know, I'm able to see. But he comes out of nowhere, and all of a sudden, he's a Christian. You know, with the white Jesus thing. So now, I'm basically defending the gospel against a Muslim and a so-called Christian. It was just like, you know, the Lord just set it up that way. Now, where's that edification? I'm sure it was. Because like the one Muslim guy, his son, you know, he looked like he may be about, you know, maybe have been about 16, 17 years old or so. But he was trying to get his point across because he's Muslim, of course, because his dad is a Muslim. But, you know, once I started going into the scriptures and just asking him certain questions, I noticed that he started to shut down. So, and then he's like, well, you know, I'm about to go back to the store again. You know, why don't you come with us? I'm like, well, you know. But I ended up jumping in to his van with him. And then as soon as we get to the store in the van, which I shouldn't have jumped in the van with him, but this all goes with the lesson. You know, the store's up the block. I'm like, all right, well, you know, I can go up there because I wanted to grab something myself. I should have drove my own vehicle. But as soon as we get to the store, he's serving a guy. Matter of fact, I know I shouldn't have been in the vehicle with the guy, but, you know, just, you know, by the spirit and power of H.I.M, we made it home and nothing happened. But he had a big ass zip, man. He had like a pound of weed. He's going into the bag to serve somebody at the store. I'm like, well, damn, aren't you Muslims? Big ass bag of marijuana, man. He's scaling it up and everything. I'm like, oh man, I should have stayed my ass at home. But you know what? Like I said again, that goes with the lesson, though. You know what I'm saying? You know, just for edification's sake, because those Muslims are a bunch of goddamn hypocrites, man. You ain't eating pork. You know, you're not keeping no laws. You're not trying to even live a righteous life. You know, and then you're trying to justify this. You're trying to justify it, man. That was the whole thing with it. So, you know, it was a fun-filled night. I'm not going to front. It was a fun-filled night. Because he's like, you're disrespecting my Lord, or you're disrespecting Muhammad. Like, well, how am I doing that? Because I don't want to believe in what you sent, because I'm looking at you, you're a complete hypocrite, man. But that was the case. The Christian, he ended up running off. He couldn't handle it. He couldn't handle it. But my man's, he was going hard body for Muhammad and didn't even know nothing about the religion he was in. That's why he called his mans up. And then, like I said, once he called his mans up and put him on FaceTime, he strikes the lighter and start puffing a Newport. I'm thinking to myself, like, this is going to be easy work. I mean, really, it's nothing like, you're not about to convert me to being no damn Muslim. Your actions are going off. You know, I can see from your get down that you know, you're not even about what you're into. You're not even about what you're into. So how you going to try and push it on me? And I'm not, saying that, we're the, and we try our hardest to keep the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shem to the best of our ability, man. One of the things that, a lot of our people go through when they first come into this truth is they get rid of cigarettes. They get rid of smoking marijuana. We're for damn sure not serving up no witchcraft, man. No sorcery. We're not trying to get our people high. You know, that's some of the first things that you do when you first come into this truth, man. Because a lot of our people are caught up on Newports, Black and Milds, and Swishers, whatever the hell they smoking. You know what I'm saying? And, the basics that we, it's not hard to not, now that spirit of smoking, don't get me wrong, that's a real incredible demon, man. Hey, especially if you've been smoking for, years and stuff like that. But, man, you got to pray to Yahweh Shem Shai to rid you of that spirit. And work on it, man. You may not get it the first day. You may not get it today, but over time, you're supposed to be able to say, hey, look, I'm going to get rid of this demon, man. Well, you got to fast. You got to pray. Get into the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Here you go. You a Muslim. You ain't no different than a Christian that believe in white Jesus. You know? You don't want to give up nothing. You don't want to discipline yourself. You see what I'm saying? But I'm at my destination right now. I didn't want to go too hard with it. It was just something that was on my spirit. that, happened yesterday. And I kicked it with the guys for hours. But when it straight came down to it, man, they wasn't winning, man. And the people, that was kind of standing around and listening, they were seeing it. Like, because the scripture says prove all things. And I'm telling them, like, well, all right, well, prove to me what it is that you're talking about. Bring out, your scriptures of your Quran or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And give me some understanding. Nothing. Don't know none of it. He didn't even know any of it. But he went hard about it, though. He was adamant Muslim, man. His son was going hard about it. And they was getting pissed, like, oh, you're disrespecting Muhammad. Like, how am I doing that? But I'm asking you questions. Show me that this guy's supposedly be real. Salaki. But anyway, I'm at my little destination. And I just wanted to just touch on that real quick. And these Muslims and these Christians, confused as hell, man. They don't even know what they're into. I got a real view of that last night. They don't even know what they're into. They don't even know. The one Christian guy, he didn't know no scriptures. The Muslim guy, he didn't know nothing about his hookup. Then he calls up a guy that's supposed to explain everything to me. He sparks up a Newport. Then we get to the store, you serving weed. Come on, man. Confusion, man. Confusion. And like I said, Yahweh Shem Shai is not the author of confusion. But I just wanted to touch on that. I pray that the lesson is edifying and exhorting. So with that, hey, and if you got a problem with that smoking, man, hey, just pray to Yahweh Shem Shai, man. Fast. Pray. Because I know there's some newcomers that's coming into this truth that are having that problem, because I had it when I first came in. A lot of the brothers do. Because we was straight just damn niggas out here, man. And most niggas, that's what they do. They smoke, they drink, and do just abominable things, man. But I know that's one of them main demons when you first come into this truth that's a little hard to get over, because when I first came in the truth, hey, matter of fact, when I came in the truth, I was smoking hard. Avid smoker. And I used to work a midnight job. And as soon as I got off in the morning, there was a guy up the street from me. I used to be able to go up there, and get me a quarter. I'd get me a quarter ounce or whatever. It was a store that was kind of open early in the morning. I would go and get my blunts, go get me something to drink. And I'm, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning, sitting out in front of my house, just smoking and drinking and listening to videos. I was listening to videos. I was listening to all kinds of camps too. But then I ended up coming across GMS, and then, the Apostle Tahar, and it was just kind of like, hey, it was brothers. Matter of fact, the elder out in South Carolina SC, I think is his channel. He was going into a smoking lesson. And it just hit me like, you know what, man? Hey, we listening to this truth. We listening to this. We listening. Because I was just kind of looking at it as entertainment at first. And I'm listening. But, man, it started kicking in like, you know what? You got to start changing up now. And then Apostle Tahar, I started seeing videos of him talking about, well, if you've been into this truth for at least 6 months to a year, you should be teaching, because I was listening. And that's when that kicked in. So, because I was listening for months. I'm serious. I was addicted to it. I just pull up in front of my house, park in front of my house, and I would just listen to videos, rolling up blunts, smoking, looking at videos, laughing. You know what I'm saying? Because, because around that time, you used to see a lot more of, like the camps going in on like, Christians, and they're having these, debates with these people on the street. And it was just entertainment to me. Like, oh, shit, you know what I'm saying? I'd be laughing. High as hell. And then it just got to a point where I'm like, hey, the spirit start kicking in like, hey, you got to get it together. And then it took a second, but ended up getting rid of the smoking. And, actually it was a job that the Lord kind of blessed me with where, I had to go and take a drug test or whatever. And I stopped from that point. Then I'm like, well, man, I might as well just go ahead and just do it, man. Then the cigarettes, I got rid of the cigarettes. By the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. But I don't know why I'm saying this right now, but this could be for somebody that really need to hear this, man. So if you, just pray. I had to pray to the Lord, man. I had to, because that was a real demon that was on me, man. You know what I'm saying? That smoking demon, man. But Salakia. But anyway, I'm at my destination. I'm at the plantation. Got to grab something real quick. So, hey, with that, pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwame Yashala.